meeting, Nicola. Wait for me on the outside.
We were gonna go to Hawaii.
Man, that's gonna get you so much.
Yeah. Yo, check it out, yo. What? Yo. Yo, said nigga. Yo. I'm player one at your crib, got the see-through controller. Supreme boosting quotas, mimosas. For the trophy once she had that doja rolled up. When I arrive, that's for B2 to Lola. Con might get down and boner, but I can't lounge and hold ya. That's cold, but you dig the background and persona. Don't blow my phone, just know you're rolling home. Perform the sex games and mental, what she in it for? She only call me pet names when it's in the course. Saw the hunger before the beginner flaws. This summer we winning, Lord. Spenders more but lawsuits. Babes linen, pour the potion of raw troops and my dame lay in them. He rap like he tryna have paid children. Souffle in kitchens, distance from disarray and mystery. Raised different. Wildflowers in the spaceship. Blaze gift with my emo shorty with the gray tips.
Yeah, remember the times I hung with the dimes. Remember the times I fucked a few. Yeah, remember the times I hung with the dimes. And all the wild shit we used to do. Yeah, remember the times I hung with the dimes. Remember the times I fucked a few. Yeah, remembering the times it was on my mind. But none of them the fuck with you. Yeah. Ay, the pussy tasted like a milkshake. The head was even better than that shit like the sweepstakes. We had plans to switch states. She eating my cake, despicable. Fucking on Saturday was a ritual. Sweet pussy, the rush from your pores. Open the door to your mental to get you out your pants. Now I made you. The feelings never mutual shit. Don't be stupid, boo. It's me and you on this road. Don't fuck up your shoes. I gave you them tools and made you the moves. These stupid bitches genius. Waking, banging, blast. I really mean it. Give royal sloppy for the penis. Shorty thought she was the meaning of life. I'm living tripe with the condom in the trash can. Giving her pipe and running the light. And fuck that shit. And fuck that bitch. My niggas getting rich. One of his and hers beamers for the summertime. But bitches be lying. Time's trying, but I'm coasting this shit. Yeah. Remember the times I hung with the dimes. Remember the times I fucked a few. Yeah. Remember the times I hung with the dimes. And all the wild shit we used to do. Yeah. Remember the times I hung with the dimes. Remember the times I fucked a few. Yeah. Remembering the times it was on my mind. But none of them the fuck with you. Yeah.
Peace to all. Welcome to the Brownstone Powwow. Swirling is another way to say you love me. All right. Shout out to everybody in my chat so far. You know, this is the one thing that happened that I was supposed to go live earlier. I wanted to go live earlier, but I was outside for too long and I just didn't get back in time. So you know how it is. Like, you live in the city and it's the trains and all that other stuff. So I was like, yo, screw it. I'm going to just go live when I get home and I'm just going to make this a quick live. I'll do it again. Like, this is one part because I might do another part to this. And I mean, if anything, I could start it up again. I don't know. Y'all know me. I have too much mini conversations and all that other stuff. So, but, so there's a lot to go over this week, right? There's a lot to unpack, all right? So I heard a couple of things. The conversations about Sierra making the independent song. And so, like, she, you know, I was kind of happy to see that women fire back and be like, yo, I don't need to be hearing no independent song, yo. I need a man. You know what I'm saying? I was seeing some shit. And so I was just like, yo, this is, I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow because tomorrow is my usual time that I stream. Like, I'm probably going to make this about like 30 minutes to an hour. I'm not going to make this a long stream at all. Like, I just wanted to speak my piece on this subject because I find it amazing, right? So Sierra did the whole entire thing, and I'm just sitting back like, okay, like, you know, Sierra, it's not necessary. Like, in the back of my head, I want to tell people who's married to just calmly just shut up and kind of just focus on actually teaching people that it's great to get married because we have a failed dating market. We don't like dealing with each other. And it's like, if you're married right now, could you like uplift those that might want to get married, but because they listen to a lot of quote unquote red pill content or they listen to all this other stuff to say, you know what, my marriage is working out well because me and my husband get along. So can we, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing about it is I think about the joint way differently. You feel me? Like, my whole entire thing is just like, yo, I mean, like, it's just something to be said. And that's why I sit back and I say, yo, you know what? Let's try something different. Anyway, the point of tonight's stream is like I said, every day you walk up into these quote unquote spaces, these panels or whatever, you know, you're always going to hear conversations, especially from so-called black people, about how much they don't like each other. For instance, you know, I need to say any names, but that person I define as eugenics, or they're involved in they are a eugenicist, or they are fundamentally an advocate for being a eugenicist, and they have something against so-called black men, which they spear down on the children. And they say that the future of so-called black boys should be in void, that they shouldn't have black boys in the future. And this goes on to the rhetoric of saying the future is female and, you know, all these different things. And I'm just kind of like, just shut up. You feel me? Just shut the fuck up, yo. Because I'm getting tired, right? And you know me, I'm squared away. I'm no nonsense. I'm just cool. I'm calm and collective. I'm balanced. You feel what I'm saying? I got smoke for the people that be on that bullshit on the women's side, just like I got smoke for the people that be on some bullshit on the men's side. I don't discriminate. So I just was like, yo, you know what? Let's take a trip. I might make a part 2 to this, but I just wanted to review this clip with y'all and just check this out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not only our people that be into this, but you'll be surprised the different nationalities that really talk so much crap about the opposite sex of their nationality. It's crazy. So I'm gonna show you this on my screen. I ain't gonna even waste no time, y'all. I got like a whole bunch of videos that I can view with y'all, right? So I'm gonna check this out, yo. Check this out. I'm gonna get this clip real quick. Hold on, yo. Just give me a second, yo. Hold on. That's not even the right video. Every time I come up on this stream, I don't be having the right vids, fam. I don't be having the right vids. I don't be having the right vids. But okay, before I get started, because it's a bunch of videos that I got clipped up or whatever. Damn, I felt like I put in like a bunch of like different ones, right? Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm back, y'all. So, alright, I have this video. Peace to Miss Opinionated. Yeah, that's me. Peace to you. Peace to everybody that's in my chat right now. So, like I said, I'm not gonna make this a long stream. I'll probably do this for like 30 minutes to an hour. But I want to show y'all something because this amazed me, right? So, all this shit we be talking online. I can't stand black women. I can't stand black men. And I'd be like, alright, bro. Like, I'm tired of hearing all y'all talk. All y'all is pissing me off equally, right? So check out this first video, yo. Like, check this out. Check this out real quick. You feel me? Like, let's just check this out together so I can give y'all a little bit of, like, where I'm coming from on the things that I'm talking about as terms as, like, certain other races. And I want to just do this as a study because I'm interested in trying to understand the mindset of other people, right? Just to give y'all a little spin of what I'm talking about. So check this first video out.
A lot of people seem to be fixated on what Asian women date. First of all, I don't give a fuck about what other women date. None of my business. Now, if you ask me why I'm married to a hillbilly, I'm happy to share. I'm in a good mood today. So, let's go. I'm considered ugly to Chinese beauty standards. No cap. Big square face, slanted puss-eyeballs, high cheekbones, big jawlines. I've always been made fun of growing up in China. My homies are the worst. They tell me to marry some white dude because they like ugly Chinese women. And I tell my homies to grow a penis. The insult game between us is real. As you can see, that's how I developed talking shit as a skill. I'm happy with myself. I don't give a fuck if I fit into Chinese beauty standards or not. There are people who think I'm beautiful, and there are people who think I'm ugly. It is what it is. But to some hillbilly standards, I'm fucking beautiful. Not only my looks, but my personalities. I'm a damn unicorn. Of course I fucking married him. Questions?
And so that was the first video, right? I like this Asian lady. This Asian lady, like, I don't like her whole, she's just raw, she's just all this, but the peep what happened in the video, right? So she was just talking about how when it comes to Chinese standards, like where she's from, she's considered unattractive. Dudes ain't checking for her. So she should marry a white dude because the white dudes appreciate ugly ass Chinese women, right? The fresh off the boat type too. Now this will go into the whole entire conversation and I'm not sure because we'll probably get into it. Maybe you might understand, maybe you don't. It might get into the conversation of passport bros, passport bros. Because my thing is this, man. Like this is the thing, y'all. Salute to Alonzo. this is a thing that I'm just really curious about, because I'm like, every day I'm hearing that the gender war bullshit, and I'm doing this for my state of mind. Sometimes I do streams just for my state of mind of understanding things, and just because when it's on my mind, I just like to get it out. So tonight, I just wanted to get this out pretty much, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, yo, this is a good conversation, right? Because who else in the world makes fun of their own men besides so-called black people? Or so-called black women? It's a lot of them, right? It's a lot of them, and we know for a fact that when it comes to Asian women, they're the highest rated group of women that date outside their race, right? And I only thought about this because I'm like, how about we get that perspective as people? You feel what I'm saying? To see where they're coming from. Why don't they like dating other Asians? And just like how you see the girl online that's supposed to be an advocate for passport bros. I think her name is Helga Babushka. Helga Babushka is the one that's supposed to be in alignment for passport bros, right? But she's married to a whole Indian. You feel me? A tall Indian dude. And I'm like, yo, I'm glad she fell in love in her life. That's cool. But I'm just saying, it's just a doozy to me. That's why I'm just interested in trying to understand this shit. So check this out. This is another video, right? This is a short. I swear I had the clips ready, and I don't have to explain. But anyway, this is another clip. Check this out. I'm about to get you, bro. Hold on. God damn. All right. Check this out. So this is another one right here, yo. I just want you guys to check this out as I stream along. Check this out.
Thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
So I've got no problem if Asian women want to date outside their race, like absolutely none whatsoever. Like, you do you, girl. But it's in the pursuit of that sweet, sweet white adjacent privilege where you put down other people of color that I have a problem with. Because there's a small but vocal minority of Asian feminists who are just like white feminists. Again, not all feminists, but a small and vocal minority, where their problem with the white male patriarchy isn't that it's white, it's that it's just a patriarchy that isn't sharing its power, influence, and loot with the women. Their equality is based on the idea that they want to be equal inside that white power structure. Same thing goes for some women of color who believe that by throwing their own race and community under the bus, they can get some of that sweet white adjacent privilege. Honestly, though, they're not entirely wrong. Like, the first Asian American president is going to be a woman married to a white man. Help me fight for Asian men. Follow.
Alright, so that's just a clip of where I'm trying to do this. This is all an analysis. I want to save the good clips for like my next stream, because I think I'm going to do a part 2 to this. Brownstone Powwow, Swirling is another way to say you love me. Because, I mean, like, yo, it's Black History Month, right? I mean, this is not, I mean, obviously we're talking about Asians today, right? And you know, like I said, I'm only doing this for like a 30 minutes to an hour, right? So, this is the thing. Thank you. Miss Opinionated, I'm just like, wow, you see that shit? Because now we get to understand there's other races of people who hate each other too. And when I was doing a little bit of research on this topic, right, I was trying to understand what is the reason why Asian women don't rock with Asian men. And then I wanted to look at the other cultures as well to kind of get a mindscape into like, why don't they like their other men? And I mean, I was watching this video too, where I had seen they had listed the reasons why they don't like dating their own men. It's so, it's so crazy. Like, even this, yo, check this out. Shout outs to my Caribbean brothers and sisters. There was this one girl that had told me she does not like dating Caribbean men, and she's Caribbean. I didn't understand that, right? And even a Caribbean that I remember back in school, right? Back in like high school. Not that I have any hurt or hate in my heart towards Caribbean so-called black women, because I like Caribbean so-called black women. Jamaican girl. Jamaican girl tells me I can't stand dating black dudes. I don't like black dudes. I don't want to date a black dude. Fuck black men, right? And mind you, we was bonding. We was getting along and everything was cool. She was like, she wanted the white cock. I was like, damn. Another sister gone, man. I wanted some of her, son. You know what I mean? And then, you know, eventually he started dating black dudes. But I'm just telling y'all this story because I just find it amazing, right? So check this out. This is another video. I'm about to show y'all. And then we're going to get into like one more clip for tonight. And then I'm going to call it a rest because I ain't trying to spend too much time on this. But make sure y'all... all right, check this out. This is another one. Check this one out.
Ranking toxic Asian boys. 1, 2, 3... Ooh, Japanese, Chinese, Cambodian, Korea. We're not number one. I want to be number one at something for once. Why can't Koreans be number one? I want to be number ranking.
So that's another clip, right? And so, okay, let's take it back to the beginning. Remember I showed you the clip about the lady that was talking about why she wasn't accepted by like dating Chinese men, and she was reviewed as ugly by Asian men's standards or Chinese men's standards or Chinese standards in general. So that gave me a thought about something. Solid analysis. So-called black men not dating black women. And I know I'm about to pull a couple of feathers tonight, y'all. I'm about to pull a couple of feathers. What is the traits that's revered as unattractive to black men from black women? What do black women say that black men do not like? And I'm talking natural features. Don't give me some shit that you choose to put on or some type of clothing choices you like to make. I'm talking physical. And I'm talking about physical in the aspect of like something that's already on your body that men make fun of, right? I'm just trying to, and this is all just relative conversations. This is just a free thought. This is a freestyle stream. I'm just thinking about this, right? So let me read what it says. Peace, my homie Malik X in the building. Some Asian women say that their Asian men are not men enough, and they said they are not packing, if you get my meaning. No, I know what it means, okay? Like, we all know what it means, all right? We all know what it means, okay? My thing is this, though. My thing is this. I've heard those rumors. I've heard all that. And, you know, this is a thing that I heard about that specific thing. Not that I want to make this a conversation about men's genitalia, to really be honest, because that's really what it's about, right? I think that was something that was started by white supremacists, about how you had the immigrants from overseas that had came to America. And when they had started coming over to the Western world, I think like California or something like that. Forgive me if I don't know the story too much. They were making love to their fellow white women, and the white men got mad about that. And then it was some wild shit. Like they started talking about how their thingy things are small. You feel what I'm saying? It was some wild shit. It's a wild story. I remember hearing this shit, and I was just like, yo, that's crazy. But this is a thing. If we're talking about white supremacy, right? So-called white supremacy, right? They shout outs to my homie Wacky, because he did a video or a panel on this yesterday. A couple of days, I remember. He was up there talking about America's obsession with the black phallus. And I thought to myself, that's true. They are so obsessed with a so-called black men's phallus. I mean, I even remember the video that came out with the dude, that famous white dude or whatever and stuff like that. He had a black dildo in his video. And I was like, why the hell do you even have that shit in your video, bro? Like, that's so weird. You feel what I'm saying? So it's that. And then I'm like, okay, the white man is not threatened by the Asian man. I mean, for Christ's sakes, both of them is Eurasians, right? So let's just get to what the question was. One of my lovely people in my chat answered it. So complexion, lips, hair texture. It depends on the phenotype of the woman complains, because not black people is deeply melanated with thick hair, full lips, and broad noses. Okay. And okay, let's talk about that. So obviously, you know, in certain spaces like the red pill spaces, such as the manosphere, they make this talking point all the time about complexion and about all this shit about hair texture, right? About lips and all this other stuff. Hair, the whole 4C, the whole 4B, the 4A. I don't know this shit, okay? I don't know. Like, all I know is what I know. But the thing about it is this, man. Like, this is the thing. Usually the complaints I hear from, and this is back when, one of the panels GC did, he exploited a point that made a lot of sense. Where a lot of times when you have the complexion conversation, it's usually talking about how dark-skinned women have a vitriol for lighter skinned women, more preferably for biracials or light-skinned black women. And I thought about that because I was just like, there's plenty of dark-skinned women that I've met in my life that are very attractive, and I find them attractive, right? So I'm not ignoring them, or I'm not doing this, that, and the third. It's just that sometimes it's very annoying to have conversations where everything is about your complexion. I've always said that. It's very annoying. I don't want to keep having a conversation about, well, my complexion this, my complexion that. I don't give a fuck. Lips, the common thing, DSLs. We already know what DSLs mean. Hair texture to 4C. But why you keep putting on that damn weave, though? Why you keep putting on that damn weave? Shout out to my man Complex. So tonight, y'all, this is just a teaser. I'm not staying here long. I know I keep saying it, but I just wanted to make this conversation like, yo, check this out. There's a couple of videos that I've seen, right? So check this out. This is another one. All right, hold on, cause this shit is weird to me, y'all. Fuck with me. All right. Cynical one still mad at me. Your ass is biracial, yo. Fuck out of here, yo. That avatar says it all. Alright, so I'm about to share my screen. So check this out, y'all. We gonna go over this. This is a teaser from one of my streams coming up, y'all. This is an Asian man who responded to an Asian content creator who was female that basically was talking shit about the Asian man and not being preferable for them. And they have this dude named Chang Nation, I believe, that did an analysis on this YouTuber named Lynn H or something like that, X7. That's going to come up in a future stream so we can dissect it even more and get a perspective on what it is. But of course, they always talk about in the dating market, Asian men are rated the lowest to date, and they say, I'm not sure how true this is, black women is the lowest to date. Look, listen, it's not me who said it. I don't want people getting mad at me sitting up there talking about, yo, Bronzeberg, you hate black women. That's not me who said that shit. This is something they said from some Cupid statistics that I'll look at, I'll check out on a later time and a later date, and then like some other stuff that I'm going to check out, right? So let's just check out this video together. Get your popcorn, check it out. You ain't my complexion.
Asian women, you've been had that. Now it's our time.
Asian men and Asian women, we're not on the same team. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Pop Boys. David and Andrew here, where we talk about
and my fault, fair use.
Topics in the Asian American community. What do we got going on today, David?
Hey man, we got thousands of comments on TikTok, thousands of comments on Instagram, whether you're talking about neck shark, jackfruit, these things of that nature. We have two comedians, Asian comedians, Korean comedians, beefing over jokes. And the joke originally from Mike Kim Comedy was about how Asian men are becoming more fetishized, and he's happy for that. Right. And he's basically like, yeah, Asian men fetishized, we're gonna get more eyeballs and gravity on us and more sexual energy. Asian women, you've been had that. Now it's our time. Right. Essentially, that was the joke. I mean, there were some other more humorous references in there to Squid Game and things like that, and how he looks funny. That was funny. And then there was another Korean comedian, Elena from Seattle, who came and said, she took a humorous but also angry approach, basically saying, oh, you're so happy about fetishization, huh? Did you know that fetishization that you are so jealous of leads Asian women to get killed? Right. And this thing and that thing, terrible thing that happens to us, which she was actually logically very right of her.
It's a good point.
Yeah, and then she also made fun of him looking like a doorknob. Funny.
That is a funny visual.
Yeah, his head.
She kind of got him.
His head kind of looks like a doorknob. And then she did end it by taking it maybe even a few more levels higher by saying some.
Yeah, she basically said, Asian men and Asian women, we're not on the same team. We're not, oh, it's every man for themselves. And she was quoting Jesse from Squid Game. Now, I didn't understand if she was talking to all Asian men.
Okay. I have to slow down for a second, though. This is something that I noticed, fetishization or whatever across the board, happy with any race, right? It's, in my lifetime, y'all, I got fetishized primarily by white women, right? So-called white women would fetishize me, and I'd just be sitting there like, I'm not anything fucking special. I'm attractive. I'm a good-looking dude. You know what I'm saying? I get that. But you making references about hip-hop, about some old-ass fucking 60 records, I get that. It's a comparison, though. But you being involved, you sitting up there talking about, like, random ass dudes, like, trying to relate to me about James Brown and all this other shit. It's just like, to me, I'm just like, that's not how you get my attention. That's not good flirting. That's not ways that I would actually be attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I know this is a desperation for the dick attempt, the BBC, because you really want to fuck, basically. And I get that. But at the same time, so-called white women do not know how to have a conversation with a so-called black man sometimes. I'll be the first one to say that. They don't. They don't. They have to relate to you about some BBC shit, about fucking music and all this other stuff. They be like, you know, like all this stuff to get me under my jeans. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, ma, chill. You doing the most. It's not that serious. Just have a regular conversation with me. If you naturally like rap, if you naturally like soul food records from the 60s, cool. But don't put on a show when you around me. I don't like, I'm just being real with y'all. I don't like that shit. And you do have brothers that will fetishize so-called white women. And then there's some that fetishize so-called biracials. Shouldn't even say so-called, but you get my point. But my analysis today is trying to dig deep into seeing other races do it when they talk about fetishization and all these different things. And I'm like, this is interesting, because when we go outside of our quote-unquote culture, we get to see how it is with other races, right? We get to see how it is in the world, right? Fetishization, that woman said about Asian men, and she's an Asian woman, and saying how dangerous it is. I don't know about you, but technically to me, it does sound like some feminist rhetoric. I'm just keeping it real. In my opinion, it sounds like some type of like feminist rhetoric to me. Oh, it's so dangerous and stuff like that. I mean, equally can be dangerous for anyone if you fetishize any other person because of their race. Just being honest. Let's check it out more.
Versus Asian women, or maybe to Korean men, or maybe Asian bros, because there is always this rift between.
Right. Mike Kim comedy, I don't know. I don't know his stuff, but he seems like a bro.
Yeah, I mean, Asian bro. So there's always this rift on the internet, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, of like Asian bros who want like your typical westernized, masculine, bro-ish things.
You mean versus, like frat bro things?
Versus woke Asian women, essentially. Those are essentially the two sides that kind of go at it on the internet, because, you know, on the internet you can post anything and anybody can respond.
I mean, as far as what Mike Kim comedy said, I think he made obviously a solid observation that Asian men's, sexual opacity or gravity or gravitas with women, especially non-Asian women, has been growing significantly in the past 2-3 years due to media, right? Economics.
And this is an insider, like, kind of Asian bro convo that a lot of people
Asian bro
have.
Locker room conversation that it's not the first time I've heard it, especially with Eastern European women. Right, specifically Czech Republic. I don't know what that is.
Anybody who can be a fan of Asian faces, whether that's K-pop or
No, I do think the primary advantages in the past few years have been for guys who look like they could be in a K-pop video or like a Kevin Wynn. You know.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. Seeing those K-pop dudes, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Them dudes look hella feminine, yo. And let me keep it 100, bro. Like. I gotta laugh. I don't know why, but like, I know it's like weird to me, right? Because I don't know if K-pop is supposed to be the new like R&B, but for like on the Asian side. Plus the fact of the matter that K-pop is supposed to be its own genre, but technically also the pop for like the world. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like K-pop dudes, I don't know what it is, because there are women who was like, oh my god, K-pop and stuff like that. And I think that Gen Z, I see it a lot with Gen Z, but in my honest opinion, all that makeup, all that those tight ass clothes and shit, like, I'm just being honest, them motherfuckers look wild feminine. And they be like, it's like they be wearing mascara and be having a ghost face. And he's a Korean dude. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying.
Those guys have seen the biggest boost. Let's just say that.
So I think what he's referring to is just like a sociological like movement that is happening, you know, in society for sure. Like it's like real. And then obviously it was very Asian bro of him to only consider the upside of fetish.
What is Asian bro? I need to know what that is. That sounds very interesting. Because the only thing I know that they add bro onto is passport bros. But like Asian bro, like I need to know what that is. I'll do research.
Obviously, the upside of fetishization or sexualization affects men and women differently because men and women are treated so differently in society. Men, typically their power is derived from masculinity, and then sexualization, like combined with that masculinity, is like triples their power, right? Whereas for women, the sexualization could sap them of power within a patriarchal structure.
Yeah, it can lead to objectification
and
over
which
sexualization.
is what Elena was getting
exactly. The truth is there is a downside to fetishization, and sometimes it can take a turn for the worst.
Anyway, back to it. Andrew, do you think that it is true that
of course there's a downside to fetishization? And if anything it exclaims the characteristics of everything, because they're just based on your, in this particular example, they're basing it off of your race. Like, for example, the example that I gave you, the fetishizing that I would get as a so-called black man and how it was perceived by so-called white women. They didn't take time to get to know Bronzebird. All they knew was so-called black man, black man, brown skin, beard, attractive, BBC. That's what they thought about Bronzebird in terms of like that. They saw black man, automatically BBC, I want to fuck. And the brothers that I had spoke to that had fetishized, they fetishized Asian women before, but they didn't really give me a crazy example. The only thing they said about Asian women is that they have tight vajayjays. That's something that I heard. I'm not saying nothing on that. If a brother says that's true, then that's true. I have no dog in that fight. That's the fetishize or fetish that I would hear about Asian women. But then at the same time, they also would say the characteristics of Asian women is that they're very violent, or they're aggressive in some type of way, but not exactly to the same aggressiveness that I would hear that they say about so-called black women. Just being honest. But fetishizing, right, or the fetish about white women, they know how to fuck good, and that they're feminine, and that they what else about white women? They got the DSLs. They can do that. Shout out to Sister George. They do that guac 4.0. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would hear stuff like that, I'd be like, okay. And in my world, in my experience, I was like, yo, so-called white women is really not all that. Like, you know, some of them are like hardcore feminists, and it's just like, yo, I'm gonna slap the shit out you because you be saying some stupid shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've never understood in my lifetime why certain black dudes fetishize white women. I've never understood it. Like, I've been sitting back like, white women are really not special. They're not. There are attractive white women, just like there are attractive black women, Asian women, Hispanics, and all this other stuff. And then, of course, you get those women that go online and talk about, you like those Hispanics, you like that Maria, and all this other stuff. And I'd be like, they asses ain't special either. If you live in New York, like, nobody's special, bro. Like, I'm just keeping it a stack with you. When you live in New York, it don't matter what race you are. Once you from New York, you just, yo, that's a New York chick. You got some Asian shorty walking around, and some Asian shorty, she's bad, I ain't gonna lie. You got some Asian shorty riding on a D train, like riding on a D train across the Manhattan Bridge and on back of a fucking pickup truck saying, suck my dick mad loud. Like, that's a New York shorty. I don't care if she's Asian, she's just a New York shorty. So, I mean, maybe I'm biased because I don't care about fetishizing. I know it and I'm aware of it, but it's just like, when you're from a certain segment or you're from a certain place, it doesn't bother you because it's just like, it is what it is. It kind of annoys you because you don't want to be like that, but imagine how it is for someone else.
guys are really happy about getting fetishized, or do you think that Mike Kim was kind of like overplaying it? Obviously, because he's a comedian.
I don't know what kind of DMs he got, but I personally didn't feel like a huge rush. And I think just in general, since we were kids, yes, we have seen the growth and the desirability and overall the increased opacity for Asian people in general, men and women. So I'm saying like, I guess sort of, but it's not really something that the average Asian guy feels super deeply. Like you wouldn't say that you're in the closest to the blast zone, right, of being affected. And not everybody is.
To the epicenter of the earthquake.
Yeah.
But
So
I do know some guys who look like pretty much like super K-pop like. They're close to the blast zone. They went from being like a nerd who looks like almost like a AIM avatar. Yeah. I see them out with like blonde like Polish girls now.
Tall, skinny Asian dudes with long hair and the turtleneck and the pea coat. Skinny Asian dudes.
But this is the thing. I'm not hating. I'm not gonna speak on another man. But this is what I'm talking about. The K-pop dudes, they look so ghostly. I don't know if it's look. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. These K-pop dudes that I've been seeing for the last couple of years, I mean, they got the dance moves, they got the music. I agree. The K-pop dudes, they got some type of swag to them. I give them that. But at the same time, though, these K-pop dudes, these Korean, like, I mean, I'm used to, like, Koreans and stuff like that. Like, it's tough, yo. I remember Koreans from different stores. You feel what I'm saying? Facts. I'm not gonna hold you. He was like, yo, I'm not gonna hold you, son. That fit he got on is fire. I ain't gonna lie either, bro. I would cop that. Facts. That's a fact, bro. The denim with the pea coat, you know what I'm saying, and the turtleneck sweater. I'm about to get my Carl Thomas on. I'm emotional and I can't let go. With the boots, like, yo, fam, that'd be my style. I like stuff like that. But what I'm saying is these K-pop dudes, they be looking very ghostly. And the cynical one brings it up, like, yo, maybe skin bleaching. That's what I'm thinking. Or they're putting on some type of makeup that's like crazy, fam. Because that shit just looks weird to me. I'm just saying it looks really weird to me, man. All right, let's move on, y'all. I got like one more video that I randomly saw. And then we'll get out of here and then
with long
enjoy
hair and the turtleneck and the pea coat or sports jacket, you know, blazer. Yeah, those are the people that are getting the.
But that swag though, that kind of reminds me of the British dudes back in like the 70s and the 60s, like your average the Beatles type dudes. You feel what I'm saying? And I know in the UK they don't dress like that now. It's a whole different era. You know what I'm saying? I still make fun of UK people because I feel like they be wearing Dr. Martens. And when I spoke to somebody from the UK, they do wear the Dr. Martens to school. They wear them little short shoes. I don't know what the hell they call them, but I'm like, you know what I mean? It reminds me of like how people in the UK dress back in the 60s and 70s. But I still like that style though. The pea coat with the sweater. I would rock something like that. I'm going to keep it 100.
Biggest boost. Now, I think TikTok is great for sparking ideas and conversations, but it's not the best place to have them. So I encourage people to have this conversation in person with a Asian guy or Asian girl, you know, vice versa. Have this civil conversation with a friend that you trust and just bring it up and just have this conversation. Like, what are Asian guys' role in fighting fetishization? And what is an Asian woman's role in helping Asian men not be emasculated and increasing our opacity and stuff?
What did you think about what Elena said, where she was saying that Asian bro comedians oftentimes play into whiteness or oftentimes throw Asian women underneath the bus?
Yeah, I think she's...
And the reason I like that being said is because it reminds me of, you know what? If so-called black man, he's trying to get into relative whiteness. He's trying to be like the white man. He enjoys throwing the black women under the bus and all this other stuff. And then we go back and forth in this dumbass gender war. But I'm like, even seeing it from Asians, right? Because you see it from Asians. Now I'm going to flip this on you. This is a fun fact. We already know when it comes to so-called black people, you get called an Oreo if you're trying to act white or you're trying to kiss the ass of white people. But did you know they call you a banana if you're an Asian trying to act like a white person? Did you know that? Like, you're called a banana, yo. I didn't even know that shit. Like, someone told me that, and I was like, yo, that is crazy, fam. That's crazy to me. This one thing, I like that the Cynical One says. She says, I hear that where I'm at, you see Asians and Latinx holding on to those umbrellas for dear life when it's hot outside. Not only do I be seeing specifically Asians coming outside with, okay, Complex. Not only do I be seeing like Asians coming outside with the umbrellas when it be like 80 to 90 degrees outside, they always are wearing masks. And this was before Karina began. Like, they were wearing masks back in like 2017, 2018. And I never really understood it because I was just like, I'm pretty sure the air quality in my city is shit. I don't deny it. It is. But you need to wear a mask everywhere you go. Like, I just be sitting back like, damn, son. Like, well, why? What is the problem with you just taking off that goddamn mask? Like, before we all decided to come outside with masks because of Karina. Like, I don't be understanding that shit. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's true. They be having gloves on as well. That's true.
Said that. I'm not sure who exactly she's referring to. I'm sure it's
I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you this. I think the successful Asian guy comedians, they wouldn't get away with that, so they don't do that. And that's not how you get successful in America as an Asian comedian, is throwing Asian women under the bus. We can name a couple Asian female comedians who got a little clout in the past, like Esther Koo for throwing Asian men under the bus, clearly. I think it's more problematic to throw Asian women under the bus.
I see where she's coming from in the sense that, do you think that as Asian guys rise up the hierarchy from the bottom, let's just say that was the truth
of social,
do you think they are going to become more problematic and forget what it was like when they were like having everything problematic happen to them? Like, as Asian men amass more, I guess, social equity. I mean, do you think it's for sure likely for some of them, right?
Yeah, I think some will. In any case, anytime someone rises to power, any group rises to power, some people are going to abuse it.
Yeah, as much as they 100%. Say, I remember what it was like when I was powerless and when I was at the bottom, and I learned from that and I internalized that, and I won't replicate that once they rise up the structure. It's just inevitably not true for everybody. But you know, one thing I've realized, Andrew, after watching so many like deep TikTok debates, it's like the academia discussions are the academia discussions between people with like grad school degrees and PhDs from like Harvard and Yale and Princeton. And like, just your average person who may or may not even have gone to college and just like lived life and saw reps that way, that's like TikTok. And then
because TikTok wound up being a social media site where you get a lot of these wokey wokes and people who think that they're these scholars, or they say some great shit to just go online, and it's like what they're saying is gold. I see it every day. I don't have TikTok. I don't want TikTok. And I think that I might be doing a video exploring the whole entire thing that's going on with TikTok and the whole, because the U.S. reportedly is trying to get it banned. And, they talk about Chinese spyware and all this other stuff. But I'm like, yo, we already know Chinese, like, the Chinese is already have those surveillance in our cities, especially the inner cities. Those that don't know, NYC is an experiment for the Chinese to look at the things that's going on. They started putting in software on your beloved subway trains back in 2013, and it was a problem because they were investigated about the whole entire spyware shit that was going on. I don't remember the story verbatim, but there was a problem with the software company that came from China over to New York City, and they was installing it on the transportation systems and I believe in a police headquarters. It was problems with it. They was like, yo, something is going on. But TikTok, I mean, you what you're going to see is everybody, and this is a problem because someone told me and alerted me about this, and I thought this was true. Chinese TikTok versus America's TikTok, totally different. And it's actually owned by a different company in China. Once I find that out, I'll let you know. Because I remember looking at it like yesterday, and I was like, yo, this is interesting. But Chinese TikTok, right? Chinese TikTok, you're not going to see the content that America people make when it comes to TikTok. You're going to be seeing them talking about tech, these Chinese kids involving themselves in tech themselves like 4 or 5 years old, whereas in America, we're more focused on some random ass white girl that's wearing long hair or wearing those bob haircuts with blue or pink highlights, sitting up there talking about masculinity must be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like America, we done fucked up as a nation. Now I know I'm derailing the content. I'm derailing what I'm talking about, but I just want to make this point. We fucked up. We did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how cringy it is that if I had TikTok, if I was to log on TikTok right now, to see all the bullshit that people are talking about on that goddamn site. And believe you me, I used to podcast. I used to speak my mind on these social media signs. I get it, but at the same time, we need to do better as a country, fam. Like, all this talk of World War III and China, you don't think China is going to outpace us when it comes to the manufacturing bit about all this technological advances that they have out there? China is going to these different countries and building they shit up. America, what the fuck are we doing? Just sending money aid to over to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just don't like it, man. I'm just saying. I forgot my other train of thought. Let's continue, y'all.
This is like academic papers and Twitterati, blue check mark fighting.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is please have this conversation in person with somebody. I think that's the best way to do it, guys.
A lot of Squid Game references, though.
Squid Game's hot right now.
I will say this. The One Punch Man, he does look like One Punch Man.
And he does look like the younger version of the old man of Squid Game.
All right, I never watched Squid Games. I never watched it. Blame me. I've never watched it.
Says she has
all right, so this is the last video we gonna be watching. Just a random video I pulled out. Hold on. I gotta read some of y'all comments before I start up because they are dropping some interesting stuff in my chat that I like. If you guys are tuning in, make sure you guys are liking, sharing, subscribing, and all that other good stuff. I appreciate everybody in my chat tonight. Thank you. Alonzo says, those are the conversation in USA. Meanwhile, in many other countries, kids have learned 7 languages by the 5th grade. English is the international language of business. Yeah. And I think with Americans, at least what they should do if it comes to the secondary language, because we have Spanish as a secondary language, right? We have Latin. And I think more people should learn Latin. I would take them learning Latin, but you should learn Mandarin because, if we're going to be doing business with China, because America does business with China, Mandarin is very important. And I think also just other languages where there are technological advances, like even in Europe. I remember when I was getting involved in a tech class, like UX design, you'll find that you have a lot of Europeans that's involved in graphic design or UX design. So my thing about it is, me having a business, then it would be in my best interest to kind of understand their trade, what they're doing, how they do the things that they do, and even them offering their services on Fiverr. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm going to teach myself this year. You know what I mean? I'm going to teach myself this year. I'm going to learn some languages, you feel me? Give it up for the kid, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people speak Latin. I know a little bit of Latin. I passed with I think an A- in my Spanish class, you know what I'm saying? Conjugations, but now they don't want to do conjugations because it's masculine and feminine words and stuff like that. So they say Latinx and put the X as an unknown so they can favor both genders of the language. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, learn Latin. I think that learning Latin for us is a good thing. Learning Mandarin and all this other stuff, I think that's a good idea too. So, let's just move on to this. This is the last clip. Fair use, y'all, and then I'll call it a night.
Theory on why Asian men love saying the N-word. Asian guys in general. I didn't even know Asian guys like saying the N-word.
Everybody likes saying the N-word. The N-word has become desensitized. Because the fact of the matter, you had Negroes that were trying to get other races of people to be friendly with them, and they decided to say, yo, you could say the N-word too. How many people I came across that change their like tone once they said the word nigga to me. Like, I'd just be looking at them like, yo, you just said the N-word, right? And they'd be like, yeah, you know, my fault. I didn't mean to say all that. You know what I'm saying? And the only people who say the N-word and we don't care are Spanish people or Caribbeans. And what I mean by Caribbeans is the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. And I don't see a big deal about Puerto Ricans and Dominicans saying the N-word. I guess because the city I come from, we are always around each other. So Dominicans and Puerto Ricans saying the N-word is just like, whatever. Like, okay, you say the N-word. I'm not going to sit up there and make a big deal about it. You gave non-black people fighting to use the N-word. And I mean, yeah, it's a very controversial conversation. And then who do you also blame in that whole entire thing? You know, damn, y'all dropping jewels in my chat. My fault. I'm getting all over the place. Yeah, the older black population ain't having that. Technically, Generation X is cool with it. Now, if you go way back, like the boomers and before then, they not cool with Hispanics saying the N-word. I know this because my family's like that. But if it's Generation X, they don't care. Generation X, millennials, and Gen Z, we don't care about Hispanics such as Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. Yeah, cool. Because it's boomers and then before the boomers that have an offense of so-called Hispanics saying the N-word. You feel what I'm saying? So, Jay says, once I seen cute Asian chicks using the word, I knew it was done. Nobody can no longer be offended. Nobody should really care at this point. Yeah, it's become desensitized. When black people was going on interviews and going around sitting up there talking about the N-word, and, you know, when white people was like, why can't I say the N-word? Or, you know, an Asian was like, why can't I say the N-word? Or Mexicans, why I can't say the N-word? Or blah, blah, blah. They was just like, yo, you my nigga, you my nigga, you my nigga. And they would just yell this shit out to just like random ass people who aren't black people. Then Africans, I'm about to go there. Africans, like Tyler the Creator, like loosely just used it to anybody that was around him and would just be saying nigga this and nigga that and da 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 da. And after that shit, you just knew. It's just like people just say the N-word and there's no problem with it. It's just like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, once I saw Tyler the Creator do it, I was like, cool. And I don't have nothing against Tyler the Creator. I like his music. But, you know, my whole entire thing is it's like, yo, it just became very desensitized. And, you know, even still friends around me that's of different nations, they're still a little bit like, I don't really think I should really say all that. But the only person I know around me that used the N-word for sure was a white dude. He's my homie. He's my friend. And he would say the N-word, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I never felt like he was saying it, like he was trying, like, it's not like he was trying to be down, it just slipped out his tongue, and I guess I just didn't see it as a problem. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. All right, let's move on, y'all.
Let's hear what you guys think.
This is my theory as to why Asian guys love to say the N-word, love to appropriate parts of like culture, like braids and do-rags.
Oh, this is a UK chick.
This is my perspective as someone living in Australia.
Oh, Australia. My fault.
Obviously, it's different if you're in America and you grew up with black culture. Like, I can't really say much about it, can I? Because I don't know. For the longest time until recently, when people started hyping up Asian men, they were the most emasculated. They were...
Yo, if y'all can hear this, put a 1 in the chat, because I don't know if y'all can hear it loud and clear. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear what she's saying.
Seen as submissive. They weren't even seen as sexual beings. They weren't even seen as a dating possibility.
Which is kind of confusing to me, because y'all had like karate moves for a long time where y'all like literally doing kung fu and karate and Muay Thai, got all these movies and stuff like that. And literally everybody thought that you guys, I know everybody I know thought that every single Asian dude can fight. Like every single Chinese dude or Japanese dude knew how to do karate. That was a stereotype. It was because of the movies. So I don't understand how they got to the point where people felt like they was emasculated if they had a culture of karate movies that was in America, shown to Americans for such a long time. Actually shown to the world for such a long time. So how are they emasculated? But to her point, she's saying that Asian men were emasculated. Let's see what else you got to say.
On the flip side, black men have been hypersexualized, fetishized, and their stereotype is seen as aggressive and people regard them as full-grown men when they're just boys before they're men.
I don't even know how to feel about that.
Nah, that's cap, yo. Nah. I was a man since I came out my mom's womb, sucker. What you talking about? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to be a boy that grew into a man, but I always was a man since I came out my mom's womb. You feel me? I just had the rites of passage when I got that beard on my face. You feel me? When my voice started to crack and you can hear the voice that I have today with the bass on it. You feel what I'm saying? Fuck you talking about? I'm just saying. So I disagree with that statement. Shorty gotta chill. This little Asian shorty that's talking all this shit. No. We was men when we came out of our mom's womb with that nice ass brown skin. You understand what I'm saying? We was already men. We just had to mature fast and grow. And we was little men that grew into men. That's what I would say. I disagree with that statement. I'm just saying.
People regard them as full-grown men when they're just boys before they're men. Was she trying to low-key throw shade? I don't know.
All right, so I know I said I don't know how to feel about what she just said, but
word, I gotta point that out in my chat, yo. Cynical one is a wokey woke.
When I look back over the video, I realized that she's right. They look at young black males as full-grown men while they're boys before they even become men. So, and that's they use that as a justification in the criminal justice system. That's why they try 8-year-old boys as 18-year-old men, 12-year-old boys as 18-year-old men, and then they use it as an excuse to actually put young kids in jail, in prison.
Yeah, and I remember that when it came to, I don't even like getting into this convo, but like even getting into like black men, the story of like how they had looked at black men like beast. You know what I'm saying? Even like defiling words that they would describe as so-called black men that's lower than the age of 18. So of course, but I was just trying to see if he get back into the video about the Asian girl. I don't care to hear his perspective right now. Like, let's just get back into it.
Men are fetishized, and the reason why we're looked at as aggressive and all these different types of things. First of all, you could, for as far as us being fetishized, you can think sports, and you could think the stereotype that we all have big things. You could think
the BBC, baby. You know what I'm saying? The black fellas reign supreme. All right, the black fellas reign supreme. Don't you ever forget it.
That stereotype, because some black men, yeah, you know what I'm saying. We are well endowed. Majority of us are well endowed, but some are like way more well endowed than others. And I guess the few people on the outside who weren't black, who had those experiences with black men, who had the, you know what I'm saying, like really, really big, you know what I'm saying, joints. Then that gave black people, black men, the stereotype that all of us have super big things, and it's just that's not true. But
you know what though, I feel bad for saying this, and it's not. I'm not trying to make this a sexual conversation. That stereotype kind of made me smile growing up, but at the same time, I really didn't mind it. Like I just would sit back and be like, okay, that's what you think. Okay, cool. Like, I mean, you want to smash now? Like, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to really describe it. When a chick be like the BBC, I just be like, yo, we want to fuck? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's... I mean, yes, it was me thinking with my genitalia. I'll admit. It was me thinking with my genitalia. But I was like, I kind of feel like playing the game. I mean, it had some hot chicks that came in my life, and, you know, I had the pleasure of doing some things with them. So if they want to be on some shit about the BBC, I said, go ahead. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But if you call me the N-word during sex, we're going to have some problems. We're really going to have some problems. If you make any references about slavery, or you say some nonsense out your mouth about, you know, slave trade and all this shit, then we're going to have some problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I'll tell y'all, white women cannot fucking help themselves doing that shit. Because I remember, like, there was a couple of times white women would do that. And I'd be sitting up there looking at them like, are you for real? Like, you really need to cut that shit out. Like, that's not cool. It's not cool.
Most of us are, I feel like, are probably more well endowed than the average other race. And it's just, you may not like that, but it's I believe it's facts. And the reason why we're looked at as aggressive is because, another reason why we're fetishized as well is because we dominate entertainment and sports. And those are arenas where we look very masculine, especially football, you know. boxing.
Well, this too, man. Like I said on a separate panel before. I said this before, man. The so-called black man in this world is a toy to white supremacy. I know that's a crazy statement, but hear me out. The reason why they go for all these different things, yes, they know that the black man is masculine. They even know about the DNA, the chromosomes. I don't know. The whole scientific facts of what it's like to be a so-called black person, right? And my thing about it is that they just know. They know that we're going to dominate anything we put our minds to, whether it be music, sports, careers that we're really interested in, and blah, blah, blah. They know all this. There's just this, I don't know how to describe it. I'm just saying, this is my theory. There's just this special melanated gene so-called black people have that they just know that anytime we touch something, it's the Midas touch. It's the Midas touch. You can't mess around with so-called black people when it comes to particular things such as sports, music, and entertainment. Just saying.
Even basketball. You got these sports where you have these almost superhumans who are like bigger than the average man. And then these are mainly black. 80 to 90% of the people in these arenas are black people, especially the ones that succeed. So that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're fetishized in that way. But we're looked at as aggressive because the media is constantly trying to, putting us on the news and saying that, you know, the black people robbing and they constantly use negative terminology to describe black people. When white people do the same exact crime, they use more softer terminology. And they act like, and then it's the movies too. Movies always usually have
theory is that one
as like gangsters and thugs and stuff like that, you know.
My theory is that when Asian guys take part in black culture, for them it's an attempt to feel more masculine, to feel more like a man. But in doing so, sometimes, most of the time, they disregard everything else that black people have to go through.
Well, let me say something on that. Anytime you see other races of men that decide to take the route of emulating so-called black men in particular, you're going to find that the whole entire cool level that they go with gets, you know, pretty much accepted, or that it's going to be one of those sort of things where they're the cool guy because they got accepted by the black culture or black people accepted it. It doesn't matter which nationality it is, because white men will do the same thing and, you know, they get accepted like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to go on with any race. You know what I'm saying? Asian men act like black men. I mean, you had someone like China Mac. You had like the dude that used to rap in the BET ciphers back in the day, G. And you'll be surprised. There are Asian men that's so deeply into the rap culture that, you know, once they really get into it and they really dig into it, I guess you could say they act like a black man, like a black man. But it is kind of like some street cred. Like, oh, I'm cool because I hung out with a black person. This black person accepts me. I'm cool. And with white dudes, it's the same thing. You know, we all know the damn movie with Jamie Kennedy, you know, the famous line, down with the bitches and hoes. You know what I'm saying? Malibu's most wanted. You know what I'm saying? Jamie Kennedy did all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember. I think there was an Asian man that was part of Rough Riders. I can't remember, y'all. I really can't. My memory is like blank. But peace to Josiah. But my point is, I even thought about not just an Asian. I thought about that so-called white dude, Jack Harlow, and I find the dude corny. He's a cornball. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like all these conversations of trying to act black. You know, Jin. Yeah, exactly. I knew it was Jin. You have all these things of like, you know, these white dudes trying to act black and stuff like that. You know, you had Mac Miller for a while, Eminem. Then you had, you know, like right now, like I said, Jack Harlow. And I don't find Jack Harlow entertaining. I don't find him to be in any guards of respect. Dude that I would respect as terms as like, you know, his music. Or like, you know, how his whole persona and how his steez is. I mean, I understand. You know, it was cool when you went at the award show and you tried to holla at that biracial rap star. I forgot her name. It's so crazy. I don't remember half these new rappers because I don't like these new rappers. Half of them is fucking corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stand them. But, you know, yeah, Jack Harlow is really a goofy. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, you are not entertaining. You are corny, bro. But that's my point. And then they said Post Malone. But I felt like Post Malone is a different breed. And then when they started to say Mac Miller was trying to act black, I'm like, bro, Mac Miller is himself. I don't see him trying to act like a black dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see it. Mac Miller was himself. I would say Mac Miller was his authentic self. Yes, he was raised around black people, probably in Pittsburgh and stuff like that, and he appreciated the hip-hop culture. But never once I thought to myself, Mac Miller is trying to be something he's not. Post Malone, I didn't get that vibe. But with Jack Harlow, I did get that vibe. Like, you were straight up cornball. You were goofy. And, you know, I don't... Like, you corny. You corny. Stop trying to fake the Jacks, man. It's not you. It's not you, kid.
Good point. It's a good point. Everybody tries to do our culture. I mean, I feel like women from other races and cultures try to act like black women, but it, you know, when you know black women do period and all that type, all these different types of phrases and mannerisms that black women do, I see every single race of women do. So, and then with black dudes, everybody, I guess we epitomize masculinity as far as being the dominant and strong and aggressive and things like that.
Well, that's all I got, y'all. I just wanted to review those couple of clips too. This is the volume 1 of Brownstone Powwow. Swirling is another way to say you love me. But yeah, I mean, oh, you're talking about Jack Harlow. But yeah, like I said, Jack Harlow is one of those dudes that's like, yo, I got to get in the industry, blase, blase, blah. I don't find him entertaining. But, you know, I do always hear that talking point of like how there are women of different cultures that try to act like black women. And I don't even disagree. You know, even if we get into the conversation about good old Kim Kardashian, should we talk about that? Kim Kardashian and her whole entire clan? I mean, I've always found Kim Kardashian to be a goofy too. I don't understand why Kanye West married her, but you know that it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you've tuned in to the Brownstone Powwow. I'm about to log off, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm about to just roll on out of here, play some music before I go. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get off everything straight. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to have a panel tomorrow. Same usual time. Open panel. Come through to discuss and all that other stuff. And yeah, we're going to get it popping on that. So before I get on out of here, you know what I like to do? I like to play my music and all this other stuff. I'm going to load up my screen. And we're going to get busy and get on out of here, all right? So before I get on out, you know what I'm saying? Shouts to everybody that was in my chat. Shouts to everybody that was bird watching. Shout out to everybody who likes, shares, subscribe, and all that good stuff. We're going to be back here tomorrow with a new panel and all that other good stuff. So, yeah. So, let me load this shit up, y'all. My fault. I'm fucking up. I'm really fucking up, y'all. All right. So, let me put this on. All right, man. Peace.
Bye.